Hello everyone, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of Dilim from the Cryptic collection by Loose Collectors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at him in packaging. Then I'm going to take a look at the figure and any accessories he may come with. And then I'm going to give you my thoughts on him. And just remember, if you do like this video, go ahead and check out my horror and sci-fi playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. So, without any further ado, let's get to the review. So here he is in packaging. I do like the packaging for him. This looks really nice. So first off, you got your Loose Collectors cryptids up here in the corner. His name, he's part of Great Wolves. And then you have Loose Collectors down here. Spin him around this way. All right, you got what scale he is. Another picture of the figure. Great Wolves of Dilim of the East. Spin them around here. You get a little bit about the character. Picture of him again. Each of the other figures that are part of this line. And a little bit of legal under that. Spin it around here. Alright. You get another picture of the figure from the side. The scale again. The Great Wolves. Okay. Spin it this way. Got the Great Wolves again, your choking hazards, and then underneath you got a skew. So, with all that being said, let's open him up and see what he's about. Here he is out of packaging. He's a massively awesome looking figure. Alright, whoops. Let's lean forward a little bit. So, yeah, he's a really good figure, very massive. I like the overall look to him. Now, before we start anything, as you notice, he's wet. You'll see like a lot of shine on him for being wet. And the reason for that is the joints on this figure were very, very tight. I mean, so tight that I couldn't even do a review on him because half of his joints would not move. So I actually had to soak him, the whole body, in hot water to loosen up a lot of these joints for him. So that explains why this figure is wet. I just took him out of a hot bath. So I'm hoping that all his joints should move very easily for him. So with that being said, let's get into the joints first. Now, normally I do the rotation and the up close look at him first, but I want to get moving these joints. So first off, he does have a shoulder joint that has a swivel in it. He has an elbow joint. And he also has a wrist joint. All right, get those arms up. Right up in here, there is a rib joint, but it doesn't move that much. And I really hit that really hard with the hot water, so I just think that that joint doesn't move very much. He has a torso joint. Okay, spin him around to the side here. You got a thigh joint. That has a swivel. Okay. You got a knee joint. See, even with the hot water, these joints are still a little stiff to move. All right. And then you also have this joint here. Okay. And you have an ankle joint. All right. So these two joints are still a little bit on the tight side, but they're still moving. And I think, to be honest with you, partially that might be design as well. So it looks like a lot of these joints are locking joints. So I think they did that to make it so when you get them into like a position, the joints don't, get so loose on you that they pop. So the head does move. All right, here we go. Now we're going to start off with the rotation. So we got this side here. Got your back. We got this side. And then back around to the front. Now let's get up close and personal with him because I love the detail to this figure. So as you can see, he has this really cool head sculpt. I love the head sculpt to this guy. And the mouth does move, so you can have it closed, open. I like the scratch details on the side of his face. I think that looks really cool. His tufts of hair have a little bit of a gray in them to give him a little bit of a pop. Same with his claws and what have you. So he is really cool. They put a lot of detail into this figure. I like the overall look to him. Okay, so now we're going to start looking at his accessories. I already started preheating this stuff in some hot water because, as I said earlier, I had a lot of problems with his normal joints moving. So I figured I'm already having issues with that. We're probably going to have issues with everything else. So let's start looking at some of this stuff. So first off, you got two open hands. So you got this one here. This one here. You got two closed fists. So you have this one here. Tail. And this one here. And then last but not least, you got his tail. Oops, put it up here. So let's see how well everything works. Now it all should work out pretty fine, seeing how I did heat everything up. So the tail pops right in here. Maybe it's a little too soft. There it goes. So there's his tail. All right. And it moves around and what have you. All right, let's swap out some hands. Yeah. I think that hot water really helped. All right. So the fists fit in there pretty good. Now you got these two open hands. Two. All right. So you got those. So there's one. There's the second one. So with a little bit of heat, everything swaps out really well with him. So overall, he's pretty cool and what have you. Okay, so my final thoughts on this figure is I do like him. He's an awesome looking figure. His overall look is just mean and menacing. He's a little bit bigger than I actually thought he was going to be. So I like the overall look to him. As for pros and cons to him, you definitely need to soak this guy in hot water to get a lot of these joints moving. And even, I hate to say it, after a good hot water soaking and everything starts to cool off, some of the joints become a little bit hard to move again. So you may have to soak them once or twice to really loosen up the joints. But that's the major flaw to him, is that he has a lot of really stiff joints. So you're going to want to heat him up and what have you, as you've seen, in the video. So overall, he's a great looking figure. His hands swapped out very well. I didn't have any issues with that, but I also used heat on that too, which always makes it easier. So without heat, it may be a little bit more of an issue, but definitely with heat, they swap off very well. He stands pretty well on his own. Once you get him into pose, he's good to go. You don't have to worry about loose joints or nothing with him. So the only flaw to him is that you definitely got to soak his joints in hot water. Other than that, he's an awesome figure, and I'd highly recommend him to go with like any of your horror figures or what have you. So with that being said, I hope you guys did like this review. If you did, go ahead and check out my horror and sci-fi playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.